This will be a delay. Make sure the volume is off.
All right. All right, guys, we are live. And so let's see. Forgive me. I'm going to refresh everything so I can see who all is there and what's going on. We've got, let's see, daggone it. Forgive me, guys. So we've got Elite BassGeek in the room, S. Dunn, Michigan Wild Boys. What's up, Taz? BA Fishing, what's going on, Bobby? Hey, guys, so I've got a special treat for you tonight. I have got a channel that I've been a big fan of. I met him on a live stream that I did. I think it was on Ben Nowak's channel, like maybe earlier. Yeah, earlier this year. And me and him has become pretty good friends. What's going on, Rich? I really like his channel. He does a lot of things. So he does everything from bass fishing. He's got some great lakes out there in Oklahoma that he fishes and catches huge bass. He trout. He fly fishes, trout fishes. He camps. He shares all the outdoor stuff. Sorry, I'm stumbling like crazy. It's been a long day and I've got a slight cold, so everybody stay with me. But I'm going to let Ray introduce himself. This is Ray from ShoelessRey Outdoors.
What's up, guys? How's it going? Yeah, like Hank said, we are from Davis, Oklahoma. This is my younger brother, Oren. I usually fish the big bodies of water from a bass boat, and this kid right here tackles these smaller bodies, the streams, the ponds, in his 13-foot Hobie. And together we do some, you're on the set of our new show, too. This is going to be fun. Oh, hey, buddy, say something, man.
I just spent a lot of time out on the water, a lot of smaller bodies of water, nothing too big. I have a Hobie Quest. It's kind of narrow. I can't really stand up in it, so I really have to, if it windy's days, really just push me around. But I get out there as much as I can and do the best I can while I'm at it.
Shoot, yeah, we have just hit late fall / early winter over here. Been throwing a lot of jigs, and my personal favorite, the Alabama rig. Depending on, here we can throw all 5 hooks, which is a lot of fun. We caught some the other day. Whew, it's been a long day. Let me tell you, I went trout fishing this morning. It was a good time, really good time.
That's something that I haven't actually got to do a lot of is trout fishing. I really know nothing about it. I'm like, either go get some power bait and put it on the hooks or throw a rooster tail. That's pretty much as I know about it. So that's something I'd like to actually get into. Now, I love to eat trout. Trout is delicious. So,
yes.
Oh, dude. What's up, cast fishing in SoCal?
Water temp in Oklahoma, we just hit low 60s. We were sitting at 80, 85 degrees 3 days ago. We've had 2 nights down in the 30s. Today's been all day in the 20s, and it's knocking down. Plus, we got freshwater streams feeding it, so it's going to drop it pretty quick.
So, speaking of which, let's go ahead and let's, guys, the topic that we're going to talk about tonight, and of course, we're going to focus on taking questions from you guys. We've got 23 people watching right now. That's awesome. So what we're going to do is we're really going to talk about late fall, early winter into winter fishing. And you guys seen my top 5 video. I love to fish deep. And I know Ray, I don't know about Oren, but I know Ray is kind of on that same page with me. Out in Oklahoma, they do it a little differently.
Oh, yeah.
We love the Demiki rig for smallmouth out here in Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia. And that's something I'm going to share with you guys. And a technique that I can't wait to actually share with you guys that I've not really talked a lot about is tight lining. And so what's some of the go-to baits that you guys are using out in Oklahoma?
Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Shoot, man, pretty much right now, like I said, all I've been throwing right now is an Alabama rig, Elk River jig, and a shaky egg with about 7-inch riptail worm.
I've had a lot of luck, primarily just throwing a crawl, mainly Texas rig. I throw in about 5-10 foot of water.
Of course, he is fishing, ponds and, smaller bodies of water.
Private lakes, nothing too serious. But if y'all just, wondering, I throw pretty much I like to throw a speed crawl. I really like the Texas rig. When I need to really slow it down, finesse a little bit more, I go weightless Cinco, and I'll just grind it out. But for the most part, I have a lot of luck off of that in the last month or two.
Caught 2 9.5s off that speed crawl too.
2 9.5s.
Do what?
2 9.5s. That's crazy.
Yeah, I haven't even broke 9 pounds this year. Caught a lot of 7s, but I hadn't broke 9. Little brother's been beating me.
So it's good. I never get to have anybody on that does a lot of kayak fishing. So that's actually really good. That's something that maybe you can explain the craze to me, because I'm kind of old school. I like a boat with a motor. I'm kind of lazy. I'm old. I'm decrepit. So I kind of enjoy putting around and letting something else do all the work for me. So what is the draw to a kayak?
Well, for one thing, it's you're in just stealth mode. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, you're in straight stealth mode, and you can be right on top of a fish. He's not gonna know you're there unless you hit him. But I just tell you, there's so many benefits to getting a kayak and getting out on the water. I do not like is, you can't really go be an efficient fisherman on a windy day. You can't get out there. You're just being pushed around. If you bring an anchor, you're pulling it up every 5-10 minutes, going to another spot. So it just becomes a real big hassle. But, I've always loved the idea of kayak, fishing from a kayak. So, I changed up my tactics from bank fishing or going fishing with him, and then just started asking people locally if I could go fish some private lakes, some big private ponds. Not even that. I fished Lake Murray before, but I just love the versatility you get out of a kayak, the stealthiness you get, because you can get within 5-10 feet of a fish. Or you can even be right on top of the fish in 5 foot of water, and he's not going to know you're there, just because it's so quiet, so low key. So that's one of the biggest things that I absolutely love about the entire kayak.
Well, and you catching 2 9s speaks loads for being for being stealthy. I mean, you don't catch those things by having a bent prop on your trolling motor like I've got, you reel up on them. What's up, 9? Oh, you don't like that? Well, hell, well,
Dude, you should have seen it, man. He hooked. And it was pulling him everywhere. I thought he hooked him from Moby Dick.
I'm wearing a bright white shirt with BassGeek on it, and it's like, no, man, they don't see me in this 20-foot clear water. No way. Now you understand why I fish 20 and 50 feet deep. I'm like, they can't see me there. They see my big rear end standing on the boat. All right, guys. Sorry, man. Go ahead. Sorry.
Once, man, it was different. It was different. You're like on the water, like you are level.
That would be the weird thing for me, is like the casting distance, because when you're down that low, you have to really, but I guess where you are so stealthy, so low, it doesn't really, it doesn't matter as much to get that excessively long cast out there.
It's easier than you'd imagine. Just sitting down, you just gotta wind it up and chunk it out there and
cast forward. I tried casting sideways once, about flipped the kayak and lost everything.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, guys. So when the weather, does your all's lakes freeze out there once it gets real cold? Because now I know in Oklahoma it can get cold.
we've never seen a pond freeze over. I think the most.
Okay.
I think our swimming pool froze over once, and the cattle troughs do, but that's about
Okay.
it.
It might have been half-inch thick of ice, maybe not even.
I didn't even know. So yeah, we
and
have
that's
open water year round.
That's the way it is in Northeast Tennessee. Now, I live right on the border, the Northeast Tennessee, Southwest Virginia. And I want to say hey to Warriors. He said hey to me there, so I'm going to say hey to him. The weird thing about it is like on the Virginia side, the smaller lakes down in those super deep valleys, they will freeze if it's a real cold winter. But on the Tennessee side, the bigger lakes, they don't freeze over. So, you know, we've got fish in here somewhere, some way most of the time. So when it gets super cold, you know, when the water, what's the water really get down to out there in Oklahoma? I mean, are we talking, you know, here mid upper 40s is about as cold as it gets.
I think the coldest I've ever seen it was like 45.
Okay, yeah, it's about the same out on the Tennessee side of things. So when it gets to those really, really cold days, what are you guys throwing? I mean, are you downsizing? Are you upsizing? Or, you know, what is it that you're going to at that point?
My go-to is a big old football jig. I mean, when I say reel it slow, you can't drag it slow enough. I mean, you just pull it maybe inch and a half, let it sit.
That's the thing.
You know, in the winter, in the wintertime, you know, I target the bigger fish, you know, like the trophy fish that Arbuckle's known for. So everything's upsizing, and you're just going, I mean, as slow as you can.
Now tell us a little bit about that lake, because I'll be honest with you, I hadn't really heard about this lake, and after talking to you for a lot, for a long time, you know, you've told me that this is a big fish lake, and you know, I'll be honest with you, I've never really heard anyone talk about it. So other than you, so I'm interested in hearing a little more about this lake.
Man. If you Google top like big lumber lakes in the nation, I think this one is 48, which I think it's underrated because there was a 5-year period, if I remember right, where there was future bass champs, the trail that, you know, comes down through here. There was 3 times in that 5-year span that a stringer over 40 pounds was weighed in. And you can Google the picture right now.
That's pretty amazing right there. That's like that's Chickamauga out here is what that is out where I'm at.
Oh,
all right, guys. Yeah, that's pretty massive. All right, we're up to 32 people. Hey guys, you know, share it out, get some people out here. Now, here's the good thing. We're going to go ahead and start taking questions for these two guys. So you've got Oren, who fishes a small bodies of water. He fishes out of a kayak. He bank fishes a lot. They both stream fish. They both fish for multiple species. So you guys have got to treat anything you can ask, they can answer. No pressure, like you said earlier. No pressure, right, guys? But go ahead and start throwing in some questions, and I'll keep up with the questions, guys, and just kind of shoot it to you. Or if you see a question that we've missed and you want to answer, go ahead. How do y'all keep ice? Yeah, go ahead.
Ice off the rod tips, man. I think I've seen my eyelets or my guide's ice over twice my whole entire life. Last year, we were on Texoma. It was 36, and the wind chill factor was about 28, and they were freezing. We just stuck them down the water and just kept fishing.
Well, now, I will say here in Northeast Tennessee, now, it does get cold. It's going to be 17 degrees overnight, I think Saturday night. So we're gonna, and I think it's gonna reach a balmy high of 37 degrees. So when you go out and you fish that early in the morning, it'll be pretty cold. You'll get ice in your guides. We actually have a trail that I was thinking about fishing called the Icy Guides Trail out here. And so one of the things that I actually do is reel spray. Take you some reel spray before you actually start casting, and spray that reel spray on your guides. It'll help a little, but most of the time you just got to pay attention. You've got to kind of, dip it in the water like Ray said, and just knock the ice off of them. But a little bit of real spray on them before you get started will actually work.
What kind of kayak would you recommend for a beginner?
All right, so Nathan Trout, what kind of kayak would you recommend for a beginner? Honestly, it ranges from, there's two different categories I like to go, or two different brands I like. The first one's the Ascend, and the other one is the Pelican. Now, the Pelican and the Ascends are both known for you can trick them out and stuff, but the best thing I like about the Ascend is it's a really good all-around kayak that you'll love. I know as soon as you get in the water, I mean, I've heard that, obviously windy days, you can be pushed around a little bit on any kayak, but honestly, when you go to get an Ascend, you can, they build it in a way that you can trick it out, and it's very easy, it's very accessible to trick it out. So my advice to you is a 12-foot Ascend. You can get those up at Craigslist. Pretty much, I know Bass Pro Shops has them. I don't know if Cabela's more than likely, but Pelicans, I don't know as much. I know when I was researching, but we got a really good deal on a Hobie Quest, and I just couldn't pass it up because I absolutely love Hobies. I love the design. When I first saw it, I fell in love with the Quest. But for a beginner, it's a good, reasonable price, especially if you pick one up on Craigslist. People use them once or twice, and then they'll just put them out there for less than they're buy it at the store. So I would say an Ascend 12-foot kayak. There is that, and then there's also a hybrid. I know, talking to my buddy's dad when he was one, he did say the Ascend hybrid was more for him because he's a bigger guy, but the Ascend hybrid's a little bit bigger, a little bit wider, and it's very, very stable. I mean, it's 36 inches wide, so you can stand up in it very easily. As for the regular Ascend, I think it's 30 to 32. I'm not totally sure, but it's one of the two. But they're both really good to stand up in, cast out. So I would say Ascend 12-foot is the best one.
Yeah, if you need any questions on kayaks, obviously he's the dude.
Obviously, this guy knows what he's talking about. All right, so Metalhead Fishing ask tips on getting the deep water from the bank. Now, I'm gonna answer this one real quick. I think the best way for me, if you're fishing a big body of water, find your bridges. If you can cast to the bridge pylons, they're going to be deeper. That's a good place. It's vertical. You're looking in wintertime for vertical cover where the fish can go from shallow to deep without moving across great expanses. The other way, Navionics web app is free. Get on Navionics web app and find those areas where those creek or river channels swing in toward the bank and go work the edge of those creek and river channels. You're going to be closest to the deepest water you're going to find on the lake right there. Ray?
Fishing from the bank, I mean, I haven't fished any big waters from the bank, but when we used to, before I had a boat, before you had the kayak, we would just pond hop. There's some rock quarries out here around this place. How deep do you think they go?
There's some that go 60 to 80 foot.
60 foot, 80 foot. It's deep. And you
That's
can
awesome.
see down in there. So we would just go, to where you would see, quote unquote, break lines from the bank. It was kind of hard to see them, but you'd see where it dropped off from 5 to 20 feet. And we just make bombing cast over there and just drag it up. And like you said, that one app, the Navionics, it helps a lot too.
Now, this is a question I think me and Ray might have a little different opinion on. Caleb Brown asked, how important are power poles? Just buying my first boat. My opinion, where I live at, a lot of the lakes are highland reservoirs, so they're very steep, very, very steep. About the only time for me, if I'm fishing my area, that I'm going to use power poles, or power poles are even going to come into play, is when I'm sight fishing for bedding bass. That's, a lot of people are starting to ask, and I've had this question asked to me 2 or 3 times, well, what about the new Ultrex? But the thing about it is when you're up close to a bed, you don't want that trolling motor, blowing those fish off that bed and spooking them up. For me, that's about the only time. So I kind of use the old school power pole, which is the keel on the old on the big motor, and just trim it down.
I don't have power
So which isn't good. You can break that off pretty easy, but what do you think on that one, Ray?
Shoot, sometimes we just tie off to a stump. If we see one on a bed, we'll just tie the boat secure to the stump so we don't move.
There you
go.
go.
I will say that one of the deals with power poles I've noticed, if I was getting anchoring system on the back, I would go power pole for one reason. We were fishing bluff walls out on our buckle, and this gentleman I was fishing with, the guy who taught me to fish, he did something with his power poles I've never seen. He lowered them down to where one was like, it goes like this.
Yeah.
One was completely level with the water, and the other one was slightly up, and the wind was blowing. And the craziest thing, the positioning of the boat stayed the same as we were drifting. He said, he was telling me that's why they designed them, not only to anchor, but you could put them at different heights in the water to keep your boat angled the same way as you're drifting.
Act as keels. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, somebody else told me about that.
Yeah, so if I was getting, I would go power poles. But other than that, I mean, I'm usually fishing deep water or running banks, so I really would not have any use for them until the spawn.
So Michael, and forgive me, Jarrell, he asked if we throw big swim baits like the S-Waver or the HUDs. I don't throw the HUDs a lot. I do throw S-Wavers, and I do throw bull shad. And there's a very big difference between those. A bull shad is for, I love to throw it over cover. It's for very active fish. You're going to throw it out there over a lay down, over a tree, around a dock, and you're going to burn it back. That's when the bull shad shines. And generally, I'm not throwing, if I'm going to throw that sort of stuff, I'm not throwing anything smaller than the 7 to 8 inch. I prefer 8 inch and bigger, because that seems to really draw the bass out. The S-Waver generally is going to be, it's going to be something that you're going to reel a little slower. It's for fish that are a little more lax and not really up. But so far, those are my two favorite big bass or big swim baits. And I will tell you one thing about the big. I throw the pearl white in the slow sink. And that bait for the bull shad, that bait is an awesome shallow water fish finder. If you're in semi-clear water, they may not hit it, but you throw that sucker over a lay down about 2-3 times, and every fish in that lay down comes up to look at it. So you're going to know the size and quality of fish that are in there.
But the only swim bait, I mean, I've thrown the S-Waver some. What I've learned with it, when you work this bait, do not work it with your rod tip. It's all in the reel.
Yep.
Other than that, I caught one fish on this, and it was about half the size of the bait, surprisingly. He was there, he saw it.
Oh, yeah. Small fish will hit, big swim baits. Now the swim baits I generally throw are the boom shad, the 5s, the 3s, by Major League Lures, because again, most of the time I'm tournament fishing. I'm practicing for tournaments. I'm in a tournament set of mine, so I don't get to go out and really spend the days throwing the big baits like I'd like. But everybody knows I throw a lot of soft plastic swim baits. Throw a lot of them.
I mean, you got me hooked on the ledge head and the Major League Bass.
Yeah, the boom shad.
Dude, they are good. I throw the 7-inch? On days where they want it real slow, I throw a 1/2 ounce. And the days they want it kind of burned along the bottom, I throw a 1 ounce.
Yeah. I was actually throwing a 1 ounce in about 45 foot of water on South Holston the other day and getting bites, but I know they were big smallmouth and never got any to commit to it. So let's see.
What we got here? If you could throw one bait the rest of your life, what would it be? I forgot who asked that
Oh,
question.
for me, that's an easy question. It's going to be a 5-inch boom shad on a 1/2 ounce sledge head because that bait is so versatile.
See, I'll be throwing a Elk River, probably the brush jig. Because the way the head's designed, you can swim it like a swim jig, or it will sit on the bottom like any other jig you ever throw. I'd probably go 1/2 ounce. You do a lot with 1/2 ounce.
I would say a weightless Senko. I know how crazy that sounds.
Hey, but that don't sound crazy at all. That's a hell of a bait right there.
Yes.
Yeah, because days it slows down, you can just work that sucker. I know it's going to take a while to get it to the bottom, but you can work it off the bottom. I mean, people throw it with, they throw it away. I generally throw mine Texas rig, because fishing ponds, kind of smaller lakes, I don't really see a big of an. I haven't had enough bites off the wacky rig to really just transition into that like most of the time. But for just fishing, just local ponds, especially like smaller lakes, I'd love those Senko.
It's so good.
Now, here's a, and again, I hope I'm not butchering this, Skoga. I laid off fishing for 35 years, just started again this summer. What's the biggest bait innovation I've missed? Reels are fantastic nowadays. Yes, they are. They are very, very nice. Maybe I should take this one. You young guys, you youngins, as we call them around. I said maybe I should take this one. You youngins, as we call them around here. 35 years. Ain't neither one of y'all 35 years old, are you?
Close, man.
35 years, man. There is a lot. I'll tell you what. Here, I'll give you sort of a top something. I don't even know. Rundown. Chatterbait. Swim baits. Come on. What's another? I know I'm missing one. It's a big one. Whopper plopper. Daggone it. What else? There's another big one that the Alabama rig. The what? Wait, what was that? I missed it. The Demiki rig. That's the big ones. I would say for me. That's definitely the big ones that I would say for me. Let's see.
Old school fisherman here. I learned from a guy that's in his 60s, so I still throw. We got a couple plugs in my boat.
There you go. Taz, see you, brother. Hey, I missed that.
Super Fluke, Wayne Crow, and Rich Shackleford. Two great baits. We learned to fish in the lake off of Fluke.
I'd agree with the Ned.
Yeah.
I like that.
What's up, Z Bait Company? Thanks for stopping by.
Dude, this is their last day for free shipping. Go check them out. Tell them we sent you.
What rod style for the 168 S waiver? You know what? I don't even know what I've got a Kuma. Go check out. I don't know what rod that exactly is, but Akuma makes some awesome big swim bait rods.
I threw it on my Bama rig rod.
Yeah, you definitely get away with that.
I'm still in college. I can't go out and buy a new swim bait rod. Them suckers are.
What's up, Mike Miller? Z-Bait Company. Good luck. Good. Let's see. I'm getting caught up, guys. I'm trying to get caught up.
Will absolutely not work in the winter.
What was that?
He said Mike asked what rig style will absolutely not work in the winter.
Absolutely not. I don't know that there is.
Water. Well, I say top water.
I don't know, man. I've caught top water. Like with 50-degree water before. Early, late. winter, early spring.
We caught them on a square bill in the middle of January, but that was also a power plant lake.
Yeah, yeah. Talk to me about rig style. Let's see. Will absolutely not work in winter. Okay, you got that one. I use a loose grass rod 7.3 heavy for the S Waver. I haven't used any of the loose rods. Have you guys used any of the loose rods?
I usually we just have all the reels. I mean, it's the only rod we don't have. We have about everything else you can ever think of.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, the Lew's, the LFS series, the Speed Spools. I mean, they're. Sorry, I think we're talking over each other.
But bang for your buck, the Lew's reels, they're money.
I agree. I think for the price, I don't think you can find a better reel out there.
Let me think here. Shoot. How's y'all's dude? The smallmouth. I'm telling you, that smallmouth video you had where they were coming up from what was it, 40 feet of water hitting it?
Who, me?
You had that one a while back that still blows my mind.
Oh yeah, was it the live stream where I was out there showing the Demiki rig?
No, you were throwing top water and it was.
Oh yeah. Well, if you thought that was great, you should have seen what I was doing the other day. They were busting shad in 122 foot of water, and I was throwing a walking bait, and they were swinging and missing like crazy.
I think y'all have a different strain of smallmouth, I think, too. Y'all seem to be like short and fat and look like footballs, where ours are just long and skinny.
Well, now up north, they're short and fat. Down here, they're kind of the same. They're long and skinny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm being confused now. I'm looking at the wrong screen. No wonder. Your all's motions wasn't matching up.
Okay. Hey, Caster, should Mike and I start out this coming season? Loose speeds full. You can't beat it for the buck.
Yeah, if you can afford the 100, and a lot of times this time of year they'll go on sale at your local tackle shops, and they'll go on sale for around $80, $89. You can get a steal on them. Now I will say this, and again, guys, I am not in any way, shape, form, or fashion attached to this company. They've sent me some reels, and man, so far I've been super impressed. But the Piscofun reels for, I mean, 50, 40, 50 bucks, I have been stunned at how well A, they cast, and B, the braking systems are on those. I'm pretty amazed at those.
Yeah, dude, the review you did, I mean, keep a call. I need to go. I like to check them out, especially, I mean, bang for your buck. They seem.
Well, I'll tell you what. After I gave that one away, he actually contacted me, and they asked me. They were like, "Well, do you want one of these for yourself?" And I was like, "Yeah, I actually do. I want to use it for a while." So it's a 6.3 to 1, the Perseus. So I stuck it on one of my swim bait rods. The smaller, the one I use with the underspin or the 3.3, and I've been casting, and I mean it's been on the deck of my boat and being used for the past 2 weeks, and so far it's not made a weird noise, or the brakes haven't backed off. I haven't backlashed it. I'm really impressed with it. I mean, I really am impressed with it. I don't know what else to say.
We'll have to look into them now.
So,
Mitch, I hope Santa brings one of those too, man. We'll lose magnesium. Oh yeah.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you something that most people don't know, but I'm pretty sure now. I'm pretty sure Lew's, Cast King, and I know Cast King and Piscofun. I'm not sure about the lose. I'm almost positive about the lose, but I also know that favorites reels are all made in the same factory.
I do have one.
So at least the reels now. I'm not talking about the rods, but the reels are all made in the same factory.
Yeah, I've got the reels. The only thing I've noticed with the reels, I get maybe it was at the Classic. I think I saw it online too. I think all the reels are the same rate.
Oh, Shoeless he dropped out there. He must have lost connection. All right, guys. So it's me. I'll try and get him back online.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I hear him. Wait. Here he comes. All right.
Yeah, we live in the middle of nowhere, so
technical difficulties.
Oh yeah. I mean, the nearest sporting goods store is an hour and a half away.
Hey, trust me, I know that feeling. So BA asked us if we've seen the Shimano Sienna $100 reel. I have not seen that, but if it's a Shimano, I'd say it is a great reel for $100. You're welcome fishing with Vance. Different parts, yeah, pretty much different parts. I think, Rich. I'm not sure what you're saying there, but I think you're still talking about the reels that I was talking about. Vance, if you're out, man, you have a good night. Steve, what's up? So, you guys live close to the Texas border too, correct?
We are what, 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how fast you drive in traffic to the Texas state line.
Yeah. That's so you're pretty much like me. I live about where I'm at. It's about 20 minutes, I guess, 30 tops to the Tennessee state line, and that for the most part, that's why I fish the Tennessee lakes all the time.
Oh yeah.
So
it's nice because we were both born in Texas, and we were raised in Oklahoma, so we feel at home in both. So we're I think we're 2 hours from Ray Roberts. We're 2.5 hours from Louisville, and we're 3 hours from Grapevine. And then we've got all these lakes up here. I mean, where we're living, we're kind of spoiled because we're within driving distance of some of the best lakes in this area. Grand Lake's like 3 hours north. We can make it to Fork in 4 hours. Latonka, what is Latonka? It's the home with 8-pound smallmouth here in Oklahoma. That's an hour and a half that way. So we can pretty much go anywhere.
Yes,
so tell everybody a little bit about, what your all's plans are with your channel as the new year rings in.
Oh, dude, y'all better get ready. Let me just tell you, we've got this new show that's coming. I think it's gonna be pretty big. There for the longest time, I did it by myself, and we weren't getting a lot of views because we're new to YouTube and we're growing little bit by little bit. We were trying to figure out what the YouTube fishing industry was missing, and we were watching a YouTube video, and it just clicked. We're like, this is what we got to do. So it's we got the brother competition. There's a lot of smack talk going on. Big brother always wins.
Except for this year, I got 2 9s and he has.
Oh, ouch! Ouch! Oh, ouch!
That's the stuff you're gonna be getting that stuff all the time. All the time.
That's props, brother, props.
Oh yeah. One thing we've learned that America has the greatest bass fishery in the world because you watch fellow YouTubers go out and they don't catch as many bass as they do back here. So that's one thing we're gonna keep. That's the saying we're gonna keep going with. So we live in the great state of Oklahoma, America. We're glad to be here.
Well, so now guys, go out. I'm telling you, he's already got some good some good content on his channel. Again, they do a lot of different things. He's Ray is a very good angler. I can't wait to get to see some of the stuff from Warren. You know, these guys know what they're doing. They're good. Ray is super talented. He's musical, you know, which he's got more guts than I got because he'll actually show that talent sometimes. You know, I play bass and drums, but you're not going to see me get online and do that. You know, so he's got the cojones to do that. You know, you know, and he's cut up. It's one of the reasons I like him, but he's a hardworking dude. You know, he's college, YouTube, and work all the time. So you know, he's a pretty good guy. So now, guys, keep the questions rolling in. You got any questions about winter fishing or late fall fishing?
Oh yeah,
I don't know if something's happening here.
We're gonna pick your brain because you know you're the BassGeek. We're just a couple of rednecks down here.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell us about the Mickey rig because I'm still looking into that. You work at
well, yes and no. The Demiki rig is, you know, and it catches spots, it catches largemouth. You know, basically you're imitating those small fish, those small bait fish that are dying in the wintertime. And what you do is basically you're going to find an area, you know as well as I do, the shad generally will congregate into these giant schools during the wintertime in certain areas. And this is one of the reasons why I love fishing in the summer and I love fishing in the winter, is because the bite and the schools are so predictive and they're so repetitive every single year. You know, it's just like I tell people, I've got schools located on lakes that I've had for 5 or 6 years, and then I can go back to those same schools and catch fish every time, every summer. And it's the same way during the winter. You can come in during the winter time, and a lot of times those schools are going to be right there. They're going to be near those large congregated groups of shad. And once you find those schools, you know, in my area, it's just more efficient, especially because what we tend to target during the wintertime is smallmouth. It's just so much more efficient to be able to go out, because, you know, you may have a school of smallmouth that's no bigger than, you know, your truck. And if you, in the wintertime, if you miss them 3 feet to the left or right, they're not moving that far to bite. And then on top of that, they'll suspend up. Now the difference between this bait and the drop shot is that you're really, a lot of times when the water gets super cold, these fish are going to be suspended. Now they can be on the bottom, but you're going to drop that bait down and hold it dead still. You do not shake it. You do not move it. 90% of the time, if you shake it, they won't touch it. You're going to drop it down. I mean, if they're on the bottom, you're going to drop it down right here, and you're just going to wait. Even when the boat is moving, you want to adjust that weight so that you're zeroing out the bobbin of the boat. So that is sitting perfectly still.
I got you.
And so the other thing that it's got over top of the drop shot is you don't have the weight below it. So the weight is incorporated into the bait. So it's incorporated into the bait. It sits horizontal, and it looks like a bait fish there. Now, the 4-pounder that I lost like a big moron the other day, because I decided to try and just lift it up on 6-pound test line. And that's the other thing. You're fishing, you know, 4 or 6-pound test fluorocarbon.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's a super light, you know.
You're a great man.
So it's a super light. But I mean, you know, what do you got to get them hung on? Set your drag. Once they come up, you give them a nice quick whip, and then you just let them play out. Reel them up a little bit. You just let them play. you got a nice, you know, you got to have a nice tip. Do what? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna give that. Like I said, no one fishes it down here. Not that I'm aware of. So I'm gonna give it a shot.
I'm telling you, you know, I know you've shown me some pictures of your depth finder where you found, you know, these schools off these ledges, and you know, if they're largemouth, you know, they'll hit it, man. I mean, they'll hit it. Just drop it down there and hold it still and hang on, because it's gonna be a good time.
We're gonna do it. Shoot, I mean, I ain't got nothing else to lose.
Well, the great thing about that bait is you're directly targeted on. So you're not making these long casts. You're coming straight up, and you're watching the fish. You'll see the fish come up and eat your bait. Mm-hmm. What really pisses you off, though, is when they come up and they just nose it. They come up and they nose it, and you lose contact with it. They just bump it up, and you're like, oh, no. Then you see the line going back to the bottom. You're like, SOB.
Oh, dude. I did with the drop shot. I'm so mad.
Yeah, so.
Rich asks, how's walleye fishing in Oklahoma? You know, I've never caught a walleye here.
I was about to say, I've never even seen a walleye.
I know they're in Lake Murray. My buddy Walker Wilson, my buddy Tyler Parker, one of my other buddies, the first time they fished that lake, they caught walleyes, and I've been there more than all three of them combined, and I've never seen one.
I was about to say, I've never seen one in Lake Murray at all. But then again, I've barely gone to Lake Murray in my kayak, so.
Yeah, there's a couple of lakes, the South Holston that I fish a lot, Watauga that I fish. I know there's supposedly some really good walleye up there. I've never caught any walleye up there. I've never caught one on South Holston. I've ate some from South Holston. Man, them things are damn good.
Yeah, they're the best eating fish out there.
Yeah, they're good.
Shoot, I would like to try it because crappie's pretty tasty.
So let me ask you a question. When you going to upgrade those units on your boat, man? Come on, you know, they got this thing called down imaging and side imaging now.
I'm never going to upgrade, especially the front mount.
Dude, I'm telling you what.
That center unit is I've ever seen my entire life.
Dude, I'm telling you. I'm amazed at the chirp, man. I'm telling you, it'll bring you into a new world, brother. I'm telling you, it's.
I probably will get something different for the console in due time, but as far as the front, it's gonna stay sonar. You can see the bait, the line, and then the weight when you're drop shotting.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can see that on my hummingbirds too.
Of course, I'm a Lorraine guy.
Well, you know, I tell people all the time, I've got hummingbirds, but I'm whatever the best bang for the buck is. You know, you give me a good buy, and I'm that guy.
That's what we do.
I'll be a Garmin guy if they give it to me. I'll be a, you know, hey, listen, I just love good electronics, and if it's a good buy, hey, I'm like I said, I'm that
guy. Man, Lance, come on now. Oh, we also
yeah, get him, Lance.
We've also, like I said, we also got some duck hunting videos coming out, so get ready for those.
Well, I seen was it Duck Nuggets? Am I remember that right? What was the name of it? They look good. Man. They look Duck Poppers, Duck Nuggets. All right, now you know you have to do a video. I've just gave you a video idea. It's viral. Duck Nuggets.
It dropped at 4:30 today.
Good. Oh, so guys, when let everybody know, are you guys doing a schedule? Are you doing, you know, are you doing weekly uploads, two videos a week, one video a week? What are you trying to do?
Bi-weekly. That's the goal.
All right, bi-weekly.
This will be the set of every Tuesday. Our show every Tuesday. We will be right here. And then every Thursday, we will be out on the lake or on a stream or in the duck line or somewhere. So that's We're ready.
Hey, Pamela Girlfish, what is going on? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. So remember, bi-weekly, guys, make sure you go out. I believe there's a card in the top of this video. I know there's a link in the description below. We're going to go for about another 10 minutes. So if you've got any questions about fishing, gear, trout fishing, camping, Ray's brother Orn, man, he laid some knowledge down on some yaks out there. That's something that I can't help you with, and this kid can. And you know, and hey, he obviously knows his shiz because he's put 2 9-pounders in the boat in the yak. Sorry, in the yak this year. So if you got any, I think that every time I say that 2 9-pounders, I see Ray kind of wince a little bit there. So Skoga's going to bed. Be good.
Now's the time to be buying your stuff. Yeah,
I agree. So you got some products there. You got some companies that you work with. You want to talk about?
Shoot, I've got 2 companies I wholeheartedly believe in. The first one's Elk River. I mean, these dudes. I've been to their shop. That video is probably coming out next Tuesday. I went up there and I saw how they made them. Everything's done by hand. I tried to make one myself, but that's not what I'll tell people to throw because my jig head's gonna go that way, and people aren't gonna do it. But everything else they do, they're hand tied. They're amazing. And then the other, they got every color you can think of. If you want to, you can, let's say you order a jig in the comment section. You can tell them what you want. If you want green pumpkin with 2 strands of blue, 2 strands of pink, and a strand of orange, they will do it. So, and also, if y'all use the code ERJRB, 10% off your order. Now, the other company I work with is Z-Bait Companies of Pennsylvania. They make some really, really good soft plastics. Let me tell you, their ribtail worm is amazing. They're affordable. Every company I'm working with is made in the United States, so that's another plus.
Yeah, I've seen some of the Z-Bait stuff, and some of the Z-Bait stuff is very unique baits. So I'm interested in those. I've been meaning to grab up a pack of some of the stuff that they got. So.
Oh yeah, they got some good stuff. And what's funny is they have all these great products. My favorite product they make besides that worm is this little sucker for $5. This is amazing. What this is, if you're out like me, my boat's on the floor. I don't have cup holders. So what you do is you just take your Yeti or your Yeti knockoff, slide this sucker on there, pull her down, put that on your fiberglass hole, and it's not coming off. I've had that thing running in 45 miles winds. It's a lot.
That's pretty cool.
It's a good thing. He likes it when I'm doing something, I'm out here doing something, and he's out on the lake fishing, and he sends me a video of him going about 50 miles an hour in the water. He's like, it's still on the boat. It's still on the boat.
That's pretty funny. Hey, Rich, man, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Make sure you go out and subscribe to ShoelessRey Outdoors, guys. Again, I'm friends with this guy. We are not just lately acquaintances. Me and him talk a lot over the phone and via text. We probably talk. Heck, Ray, I'd say we probably talk a couple times a week now, don't we?
Yeah, I'm always like, hey, what the cold water? Give me some tips on smallmouth here.
No. Most of the time, I'm like, hey, man, I don't know shit about cold water. Most of the time, I'm staying at the house.
Man. But like I said,
forgive my language.
You're good, man. You're good.
No, man. I don't know. That's something that I want to do a little more. I used to do more, and when I started my YouTube videos, a couple years ago, I just kind of had gotten out of fishing in the winter a lot. Probably about a couple years even before that. So I just, it's something that I want to get back into. I don't think it's a lot. I think it's kind of right in my wheelhouse on, what I do with deep fishing, with my graphs, with my maps. And that's something that I'm really good at. And, I mean, did I just say that out loud? But, I don't mean it to sound, swelled headed, but I mean, I fished clear water for a long, long time, super clear water that doesn't have grass in it. So, you're fishing, I mean, heck, in the spring on South Holston, your bigger smallmouth are spawning in 20 feet of water. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so their beds are 20 feet deep. I mean, so it's.
You have one of them little flogger things you look into?
No, you use your graph.
That'd be pretty cool to see out there with the cone.
What's up out west with Chris? Right there's a guy that I'm also a big fan of. He's a good dude. And you actually see him. He sent me a hoodie a while back, and
That's cool.
the top 5 winter baits, I wear that hoodie through the whole thing because it was cold as heck out there that day. But
yeah, we gotta do some online challenges. I'm down.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Oh, I don't know.
We'll take.
I don't know about all that. Where you guys are at in the lakes you're fishing, there wouldn't be much of a challenge to take the geek down.
Might be surprised. Most of our days are hit or miss.
I mean, it just depends what the rules are. I mean, if I have him on my team, we got a good chance of beating us.
Well, I mean, we both know, Warren, that he don't catch the nines. I mean, it's just how it is. It's.
They don't call me a local legend for nothing.
Oh, whatever.
The kayak killer.
There's the nickname, the kayak killer.
Oh my Lord. My lake right now, 49.50 muddy. Damiki rig worthwhile, not in the mud. Even in 49 and 50, I mean, Warriors 57, what are we talking about muddy? I mean, are we talking about, a foot or less?
We don't really have muddy water here, unless you go to the rivers. But other than that, most of our lakes have, 5, 10, 15-foot visibility? Yeah, LT, we're trying to stay warm, too. We got the heater crank, and it's still kind of chilly.
Yeah, imagine being on a kayak. It's 20 degrees outside, and you start getting water a little bit, waves start going. Yep,
no way, man. No way.
Hey.
But
all this smack talk, the next time he's on his yak, I'm going to fly by on my bass boat.
But even in 49 and 50 foot or 50 feet, listen at me, 50-degree water, they're going to be pretty shallow, believe it or not. I mean, they really won't be less than about 10 feet in most places, 10, 15 feet. If we're talking about muddy, and when you say muddy to me, I'm thinking a foot or less. I mean, that's muddy to me.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I've ever seen water that dirty. I'll take it back. Texoma, after we had the big floods, it got really bad right before the Texas Bass Classic. But then it cleared up like a week later.
Steven, anytime you're nearby, man, you look me up and we'll go. 1 foot. Yeah. I wouldn't look, Warriors, I wouldn't look no shallower than 10, 15 feet. I mean, you might find some out in 20 feet, but I'd probably be looking less than that. I'd be finding rock, because that muddy water, even as the day goes on, it heats up so much faster than does clear water.
Yeah.
Clear water doesn't hold heat, and it doesn't heat up as quickly as dirty water.
That is true.
So, but
Guys,
if you got any questions, get them in. I'm sorry, Ray. I keep talking over you, brother. Go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. Any of y'all in the northern Texas, southern Oklahoma area, hit us up. It'll be an experience you'll never forget.
Yeah, if you want to come catch a big fish.
Shut up.
That's I love it. I love it.
I'm just playing. I only got 2 right now. I mean, I've caught a couple 6s and 7s, but those 2 9s, I can't brag much about them. Only 2. I got earlier you talked about our goals for the next year. I want to get in that double-digit club. And as soon as I do it, you're going to see me have a shirt that says double-digit club right here, you know? So
I'm already there.
It's one of my goals.
I hear you. I'd like to be in that club myself. But yeah, it's nice. I'd like to be there. That'd be really nice. Guys, again, we're going to wrap it up here in just a minute. Dang, Chris, look at you. What are you? BassGeek is the man. Lord, cha-ching! I'm gonna buy a gold grill. See you, BA. Thanks for stopping in, Bobby. Hey guys, I will be. Somebody asked me if I'll be doing a show at Greenville. I will. As far as I know, I'm not going to be in Greenville at that expo. I'm going to be at a couple. I'm going to be working Ledgehead's booth at a couple of shows, and I'll kind of let you guys know about that as they get closer. One is I think the first weekend at Meadowview in Kingsport, Tennessee. I will be working those. The other thing, guys, that I want to talk to you about my channel is that I'm going to do some sort of if you guys can get me to 6,000 subscribers before the first of the year, I'm going to do a giveaway. So if I hit 6,000, you get me to 6,000 subscribers. I've already got a reel on the way, and what I'm thinking about doing is a rod reel combo with the line and some sort of baits to go with it. So basically, I'm going to give you everything you need to pick it up and go fishing. So like I said, I'll let you know some other stuff about that. My videos are out every Tuesday, yada, yada, yada. But the one thing I do want to do, I want to hit 6,000 before the end of the year. And I think literally I'm like 60 maybe away. I haven't even looked. So now the other thing is, guys, please go out and subscribe to ShoelessRey Outdoors. Him and Orrin are going to bring some awesome content to you. They're going to do every other week. They are, like I said, he's a good friend of mine. This is the first time I've met his brother, but me and him have been talking via phone and text and email and all the intranet ways of, the interweb, tubulars, whatever they are. I hope nobody that wants to hire me as their next network engineer hears me talking like this. I'm just being goofy. I can actually sit down here and give you a seminar on how the internet actually works if you want me to. But guys, make sure you go out and subscribe to him. Ray is hilarious, but he's a great angler too. You're going to learn a lot from him. He makes great videos, and his video quality is impressive. I've learned a lot from him with the editing and the shots and the camera work. He does a great job. Make sure you go out and you subscribe to these guys. And Orrin's caught 2 9-pounders out of a kayak, so he's obviously a kayak stud. So go get it.
Hey, thanks again for having us, man. We're World's Worst Fishermen. I'm Rez.
I'm Orrin.
Stay fishy, America.
All right, guys, we're out. It's 9:03, and I'm old, so I'm going to bed.